So continuing with the class that we had taken. So what we know about the operational amplifier now? What are the operations it does? Operational amplifier can do the operations like addition, subtraction, okay, integration, differentiation, all that. First we'll see the revision of yesterday's class. Okay. Okay. So we'll start with here. So practically, I hope you can see the screen now. Practically, this is the IC mu A741 I have drawn here, okay, which is having, it is an 8-pin IC. And the symbolic representation is given here, where 2 and 3, pin number 1, pin number 8 and pin number 5 are not used, okay. First pin number 2 and 3 are used for input, they are used as input terminals. 2 is for inverting input and 3 is for non-inverting input. So op-amp has 2 inputs, okay, one is inverting and one is non-inverting. Non-inverting means the output will be in phase with the input. Inverting means the output will be 180 degree out of phase with the input. Okay, and pin number 4 and 7 are used for biasing the mu A741. Means this will help this op-amp work. It is like plus VCC and minus VE. For practically we will be giving like plus or minus 12 volts. Okay, plus 12 volts for pin number 7 and minus 12 volts for pin number 4. And pin number 6 is used as output. So this is the pin configuration of mu A741 that we had seen. Okay. Next we had seen these ideal voltage transfer characteristics. Okay, this is very important. This I had explained, where we put V0 versus output voltage versus input voltage. Very important is below the supply voltage. See, if you are giving the supply voltage as plus or minus 12 volts, below that voltage there is a linear relationship between input and output. Okay, between input and output there is a linear relationship, but the moment the the output voltage increases, okay, if it is increasing the supply voltage, then there will be a saturation point. The side they will get a saturation voltage. There will not be any linear relationship between V0 and VID. This is the ideal voltage transfer characteristics. This you have to remember while doing the practicals. Next we saw some characteristics of op-amp. Ideal characteristics are, it should have infinite voltage gain, infinite input resistance, infinite bandwidth and infinite CMRR, and only the output zero output resistance it should have. These are the ideal characteristics of op-amp. And practical characteristics, or practically when we use op-amp, what are that? We have input offset voltage, output offset voltage, input offset current, bias current, CMRR, and CMRR is common mode rejection ratio, and power supply rejection ratio, and slew rate. You have to know the definitions of all this, okay, with figures. And the important output voltage equation for open loop configuration is V0 is equal to A into VID. A is nothing but the gain of that amplifier, and VID is the difference between the two input voltages, that is V1 and V2. So these were the topics that we had covered last class. So you should know the ideal characteristics, you should know the practical characteristics, and the transfer curve, the symbolic schematic symbol also. Next we'll go with the open loop configuration. As the name indicates, it is an open loop. That means there is no feedback from output to input. The output is not fed back to the input. Okay, so it is called as open loop configuration. There is no connection. The output signal is not fed back in any form to the part. In open loop configurations, there are three types. One is differential amplifier, and the second one is inverting amplifier, and the third one is non-inverting amplifier. So with the circuit diagram, we'll study it. See here, listen, observe the circuit diagram here. In differential amplifier, there we have two inputs for the op-amp, that is positive and negative, or inverting and non-inverting. For both inverting and non-inverting, the input voltages are given. VIN1 and VIN2. These are the two input voltages that are given, and this op-amp will amplify the difference between the input voltages. See, input voltages can be, you can give AC or DC. Okay. Next, these are the supply voltages, and just we'll get the output as gain into VIN1 minus VIN2. That is the difference between the input voltages. One thing you have to observe is there is no feedback from output to input or from output, that is pin number 6 back to this inputs. There is no feedback. It is an open loop configuration that you have to remember. So the above circuit is a open loop differential amplifier where it amplifies the difference, the same thing, and RI1 and RIN2 are negligible when compared. Okay, the input resistance which we are giving in this circuit, that is RI1 and RI2, these resistance are negligible when compared to the input resistance of the op-amp. As we have studied, op-amp has ideally the input resistance is infinite, so practically it will be in mega ohms. Okay, so differential amplifier, we are giving input for both the terminals, that you have to remember. For both inverting and non-inverting, input is given, and the equation is V0 is equal to A into VIN1 minus VIN2. Next configuration is inverting amplifier. First one was differential, next is inverting amplifier. See, if the according to the name you have to go. If it is inverting, the input will be given only for the inverting terminal. Okay, and the non-inverting terminal is grounded here. That is important. Non-inverting terminal is grounded and input is given only for the inverting terminal. Here and the difference here is so one voltage is 0 because one voltage is grounded. So V1 is 0 and V2 is V in. So output will be V0 is equal to gain into V in. This is the output. V0 into gain. V0 is equal to A into V in is the output, because we have only one voltage as input and the other input is grounded. What this negative sign indicates? The negative sign indicates that the output is out of phase, because the input is given for inverting terminal, so it will be out of phase. So this is one configuration, that is inverting amplifier. Next we'll go with non-inverting amplifier. Non-inverting amplifier means it is the positive. Okay, so the input is given for non-inverting terminal, that is for the positive terminal it is given, and the inverting terminal is grounded. Okay, so next the equation will be like, the input is applied for the non-inverting terminal, so V1 is V in and V2 is 0, and what will be the output? Gain into V in. What you have to observe is there is no negative sign here, because in output is in phase with the input. The output voltage is larger than the input voltage by a gain A and is in phase with the input signal. So how much the amplification is done? It depends upon this gain A. So when operated in open loop, the output of the op-amp is either negative or in the positive saturation. Therefore, open loop op-amp configurations are not used in linear applications. So, okay, I will explain this with the help of an example. Then you will understand what do you mean by this saturation. Since the gain is very high, after some point the will not get a sinusoidal waveform. It will come to the saturation level that we had seen in the ideal transfer curve. To some extent it will show a linear relationship. After that it will become saturated. Okay, that is been explained here. So we'll see the examples. You will understand. You have to solve this. Determine the output voltage for the open loop differential amplifier. Okay, two conditions they have given here. One is V in 1 is 5 microvolts and V in 2 is minus 7 microvolts DC. And second one is V in 1 is 10 millivolt RMS and V in 2 is 20 millivolt RMS. If they give in RMS, it is AC voltage. If they give in DC, okay, it is the DC voltage. Anything, op-amp input can be in DC or AC. It can take both. And they will give, whenever they give the problem, they will give some specifications. It will be mentioned. So what is the gain? They only have given gain is 2 into 10 power 5. Okay, and R1 input resistance is 2 mega ohm. R0 is 75 ohm. See, input resistance is very high and output resistance is very less. And VCC, the supply voltage which we give is 15 volts and minus 15 volts. And the output which we are getting is plus or minus 14 volts. That is the output swing. Little less than the supply voltage. Okay. Now see here. What is the first one? First one, the number they have got, how much they have given V1 and V2 here. First one is 5 microvolts and minus 7 microvolts. Okay. First we have to write the formula. V0 is equal to A into VID. This formula is very important. Gain into difference in the voltages. A into V1 minus V2. Just substitute V1 and V2. V1 is how much? 5 into 10 power minus 6. Minus of minus 7 into 10 power minus 6. Substitute it and substitute the gain as 2 into 10 power 5. Then you will get output as 2.4 volt DC. See here, this 2.4 is less than our supply voltage, 15 volts. Okay, so it will have a linear relationship. Next, the B. B is in AC. Okay, it is AC. So V0, what we'll get what, how much after substituting in the formula, we'll get V0 as, we have to try this. You substitute and see how much you'll get. You'll get V0 nearly as minus 2000 VRMS. Okay, that is the output voltage which we are getting. But our op amp saturates at plus or minus 14 volts. Okay. Our amp can behave linearly less than this supply voltage. That is less than supply voltage means less than 15 volts. Till 14 volts it can behave linearly. After that it becomes saturated. Now what is the answer we are getting? We are getting 2000 VRMS. So 2000 means it will become saturated. Saturated in the sense you will get a square wave like. It will be clipped. Okay, that waveform I will show you. For seeing the waveform, we'll see one more problem also. Determine the output voltage for the inverting amplifier. Okay, this is for the inverting. The first one was for differential. This is for inverting. See, for differential means we'll have both the inputs. We'll have V in 1 and V in 2. For inverting, you'll have the only one input. That will be for inverting terminal. Non-inverting will be grounded. That you have to remember. And so V in is 20 millivolts. That is the first case. Okay, all the specifications are same for the previous one which we had taken. So just substitute V0 is equal to minus A into V in. V in they have given us 20 millivolts and A is not same, 20 into 2 into 10 power 5. So the output which we'll get is 4000 volts. Okay, it will not show 4000 volts because it will get saturated for 14 volts only. I will show you the waveforms for that. One waveform I will show. I hope you can see this waveform. See here, V in they have given, we are giving like, okay, V in is one example, just not that example only. One you think we are giving as 14.14 millivolts and the second is plus 28. See, from peak to peak, this is plus 14 minus 14, peak to peak, plus 28 minus 28, peak to peak. These are the two inputs that are given and the output is when we multiply with the gain, the output will be very high. But what the output they are showing, it is showing only plus 14 to minus 14. It will get clipped off. You will not get a sine wave, but it will get clipped off. This is the output voltage we are getting in the open loop configuration. If the gain is very high also, this open loop will not give that high output because of the bias voltage. Okay. If our output voltage is 4000 volt also, we'll get, it will stop at 14 volts because of the biasing voltage required for the op amp. That you have to remember. Theoretically, you will get 4000. Okay, this is the theoretical value. The actual value will be a negative saturation value of minus 14 volts. That is important whenever. So theoretically you write the value, but practically when you draw the waveform, you have to remember that 1 volt less than the supply voltage. If the supply voltage is 15 volts, it will get saturated at 14. If the supply voltage is 12 volts, it will get saturated at 11 volts. Okay, that you have to show. So this is the open loop configuration with examples. I have just written the answer directly. You have to substitute and find out the answers. And one more thing, we had seen the block diagram of op-amp also last class. We had seen 4 to 5 blocks. It will start from the input stage and coming to the output stage. With that block diagram, it is better, like block diagram will be asked for 8 to 10 marks. So you have to go with the circuit diagram also. See, this is the basic circuit of an operational amplifier. Operational amplifier is an integrated circuit, right? All the transistors are put inside the operational amplifier. So that is shown here. We have two transistors here, Q1 and Q2. There are in terminals, non-inverting input and inverting input given for the base of transistors Q1 and Q2. Okay, both the collectors are brought together and it is given for plus VCC. So we call it as VCC. Okay, and here both the emitters are brought together and given for minus VEE. So these are the two supply voltages, and Q3 will act as emitter follower output. So one is differential amplifier and second one more is emitter follower. So with the block diagram, mention this circuit diagram also to know the basic circuit. So operational amplifier is an integrated circuit which consists of transistors. After open loop configuration, next we'll move on to the op-amp with feedback. Till in open loop configuration, we have seen that it doesn't have any feedback. There is no feedback from the output to the input. Next, since without any feedback, the gain is very high and the output is getting clipped off. We have shown that in the example also. For that, what is the solution they went with is they gave a negative feedback. Okay, the negative feedback was taken from the output to the input. Negative feedback means the feedback will be given for the inverting terminal, that is the pin number 2. Okay, so first we'll see what are the disadvantages of open loop. Disadvantages are band of frequencies for which the gain remains constant is negligibly small. Okay, the gain cannot be constant, the gain is very, very high. Second is there will be clipping of the output. Clipping occurs in the open loop configuration. Next is the open loop gain of the op-amp is high. Only the smaller signals can be amplified. This gain is very high. So to control the gain of the op-amp, feedback modification is done. In feedback modification, there are two types. One is the negative feedback and one is the positive feedback. The signal feedback is in negative feedback, it is out of phase by 180 degree and it reduces the voltage amplitude and it reduces the gain. Negative feedback. Positive is the signal feedback is of same polarity, and negative feedback is called degenerative and positive is called regenerative. This oscillations, it will go into oscillations now, that is all positive feedback. Some advantages are shown here. Negative feedback stabilizes the gain. Okay, it increases the bandwidth. It changes input and output resistance. It will decrease the harmonics and it will reduce the voltage gain. Reducing the gain is a disadvantage, and it will have less effect on offset voltage, temperature and supply voltages. Negative feedback. So you have like 4 types. Amplifier circuit consists of 2 parts. One is the op-amp and one is the feedback circuit. We have here 4 types, that is the voltage series feedback, voltage shunt feedback, current series and current shunt. In this, the starting 2 are there for you, that is voltage series and voltage shunt will be studying with equations. That I will do in the next class. So in the negative feedback, a feedback is given for a op-amp to reduce the gain and to make or to stabilize the gain. So important what we have studied is here 3 open loop configurations we have learned. One is the differential amplifier, the second one is inverting amplifier, and the third one is non-inverting amplifier with the figure. See, for differential we give inputs for both the terminals. For inverting we give input only for the inverting terminal, and for non-inverting The non-inverting terminal, the input will be given, the other terminal will be grounded. That is important, you have to know. With the problems, okay, solve that problems, and if any doubts you can ask me.